all playing for you here on U24. Now, Woman is a song being played by Juliana, a very beautiful piece of music there. Today is Women's Day, so we're celebrating women, and we're talking about women that have made an impact in the society, and more so, the women that we look at out there. Happy Women's Day to all the women out there, and of course, to every woman who is worthy to be called a woman. Happy Women's Day. But please, young ladies out there, do not give birth and throw your babies into the toilet, that you will not be celebrated as a woman, of course. And also women, sometimes bagaman tukubaba saja, so that one is a topic for another day. But happy Women's Day to all the women out there. With me, I'm joined by a very beautiful lady, and of course, everyone out there has been asking, what is a relationship coach? What do they do? What do they talk about? Well, she's here with us, and I'm pleased to have her, and she's going to be talking to us. And of course, as we celebrate women, we do celebrate her because of her impact she has done to make sure that women, we are out there, and due to our relationship struggles, she's here to take us through that. Good morning, and you're welcome.
Thank you.
Happy Women's Day.
Happy Women's Day too.
Good to see you.
Good to see you
You're
too.
looking smart.
Thank you.
And tell us your name.
My name is Kabaruli Maria Patience. I'm a relationship coach for women. I help women create and maintain healthy romantic relationships. Yes.
Okay, someone out there is very interested to know about that relationship. But what is it all about?
So basically, we go deep into all relationships because they kind of tie into the romantic relationship that you have with your spouse, your husband, or your boyfriend, you know. So we go into in-depth of how to create healthy relationships with God, a healthy relationship with you yourself, and then everybody else.
All right.
Yes.
Okay, so today we do celebrate Women's Day. And my very first question to you is Women's Day worthy to be celebrated?
Yes, it is very much worthy to be celebrated. It's like a birthday, like the previous speakers shared. And it's not that you grow only on your birthday, even after your birthday, or before you celebrate the next birthday, you are growing. So it's the same with Women's Day. If we only wait to celebrate it on that day, the signified day, I feel like we'll be missing out. So in the background, what is happening to you as we wait for the next 8th of March, okay? So when you in the background, you have to celebrate yourself daily, every day, moment to moment, as we wait for the general celebration of Women's Day, where people are being recognized publicly, okay? So in the background, be recognizing yourself as a woman, okay? Because that builds into what other people will recognize when we come together. Yes.
All right. As the questions to the previous speakers, as I did ask them and said, let's look at women in different working sectors. Do you think they have justices in those offices?
I think, given the theme of this
Accelerate actions and gender equality.
Yes, I feel like there has been what everybody else is doing for us. There are a lot of policies, like the previous speakers shared, but I feel like we are lacking in personal leadership. Okay, so whether I am a relationship coach or you are sweeping the streets, okay, what you do is not what defines you. Who you are as a person is what defines you. So if you only identify yourself as your job, for example, if you find someone sweeping the street, you may say that person is not worth it. But that's not true. That is only a job. It's not their whole identity. If you are, let's say, a lawyer, you know, that is, you separate yourself from that job. So personal leadership, personal responsibility is where I feel we are lacking. But these big offices, government, politicians, and all these people, I feel like they are doing a lot for us.
All right.
Yes.
Do you think, as today we do celebrate Women's Day, is it worthy to be celebrated?
Yes,
Because
absolutely.
some people are saying it's not worthy to be celebrated, but we celebrate women. We do celebrate them each and every day.
Yes.
365, 360 days of the year. So is it worthy to be celebrated?
Yes, it is absolutely worthy to be celebrated because ogwamu amaanyi bw'oba tewali bakusiima, but most importantly gwe bw'oba teweesiima ng'omuntu celebrating yourself. Yes, and usually also you see they put very big celebrations in different districts, you know, like specifically for women, but you find we are feeling not appreciated enough. It begins with you appreciating yourself as a woman, so such that when community appreciation comes, you feel you are worthy of it, you have something to celebrate. So yes, the public celebration is very important, but also do not forget to celebrate yourself, because that is where the public draws from to see, oh, Patience is doing this. Oh, okay, I think we should recognize her this year, you know. Yes, but iboba weko moma weko atakwata, these offices are all here for us to, you know, we have nowadays equality in education, we are allowed to go to school. Okay, so if that opportunity comes, but you're not interested in it, it doesn't matter who says what. If you're not interested, you're not going to take advantage of that opportunity. Okay, so I feel like it goes both ways. You personally celebrate yourself, and then everybody else will draw from that celebration and celebrate you as a whole. Yes.
I would ask to the women out there, you're a relationship coach. Some of them have been, you know, dragged into these marriages and they're not willing. Some of them are raped by the husbands.
Yes.
We were talking about it that some women are forced into, you know, rape. What kind of rape we talked about, and it's like you're married, you're into your menstruation periods, but then your man still comes and, you know, wants to really have sex with you. You're a relationship coach. What could you be your advice to the women out there as we do celebrate Women's Day?
Yeah, so first of all, I'd love to extend hugs to anyone who has gone through these painful experiences, and I want you to start from separating yourself from that situation. It is not you who is supposed to be feeling guilty or shame. It is the person who they are the ones who are supposed to be ngacheti, not you. Okay, so again, I'm extending hugs to you. Now, the other practical thing I would talk about that you could maybe do is practice having belief. Because believe in yourself, okay? Because most times we are taken advantage of because we don't know who we are. We don't know what we stand for. We don't know whose we are, okay? We live this life as if we created ourselves, okay? So drawing your personality from who created you. Who is he? He's a loving God. If scripture says, there's somewhere where Jesus says, I am one with my Father, but the Father is greater than me. That means if we are created in God's image, we strive to be Christ-like. What was Christ-like? He had belief in himself. He used to create time for himself to fill that cup. Okay, so before he went out to preach, he would first take care of his well-being. So before you wake up in the morning to take care of the children, let's say you're married, and the husband, and you know, and the household, what are you doing for you that is taking care of you before you give to everybody else? Because it's very important. So it comes in, there is this wheel of life. It comes, self-care comes in very many packages. So there is business, career, and studies. If you're not working, let's say you are studying, what is your career like? What is your education like? What are your marks? Most of us don't take our marks seriously, yet they are what decides what we do out here. So the ladies who are in school, focus, don't let these relationships, they are good, but done at the wrong time, they can be very disastrous, okay? A good thing done at the right time is a wrong thing. Sorry, a good thing done at the wrong time is a wrong thing. Yes. You've seen people who have lost their lives.
Yeah, true.
Okay, so the other area you focus on when you're trying to know yourself, finances. Are you earning enough income to satisfy your current needs? Again, do not identify with your job. It's just a job. You can upgrade, add value to yourself so that you can ask for more salary. You know, there are those opportunities. Now we are allowed to walk into that office and say, I'm bringing this and this to the table. I'd love to have this and this salary increment. Okay, regardless of what you're doing, this is applicable. Health and fitness. How is your health as a woman taking care of everybody else? How is your health? Those of us who are moms, we have a habit of, there's this video that goes on TikTok. The mom creates very beautiful shapes out of bread, and then she eats the crusty crumb. You know, out of the bread for the children, and the husband.
Then for her, she eats the.
What is that? Okay, eat them if you want to. I love the crust, but make sure you also have healthy meals for you. Okay, so for me, what I do since I'm a mom, I make sure I create time. You know, for example, in the morning before the kid wakes up, if intentional this, you have to do this deliberately and intentionally, okay? So it doesn't matter what time you slept. If you want to have a healthy day, wake up and first fill your cup. That means praying, okay? And then bathe. Okay, bathing just refreshes your body.
Yeah,
if
true,
you
it
can
does.
access, yes, if you, and the mind, by the way, there's a way you feel fresh in the mind when you bathe. Eat a healthy meal. Maybe start with drinking a healthy juice before you go into the kitchen to take care of everybody else. Okay, but you have to be intentional. The other area is social life and friends. Are your friends supportive of you? Are you supportive of them? Do you have healthy friends? Okay, most of us have a habit of, for me, I'm an introvert. You can be an introvert and still have healthy connections with friends. Okay, so do not tie yourself. And tying into the point you talked about of domestic violence, I feel like that is one of the biggest reasons why these unhealthy, because not all men are violent, yes, that is the reason why some men take advantage of us, because we twesibe waka
amanyi basajja
talina wogenda kuloopa.
omusajja akedde ku makya akukooye oba ennaku zino bagamba nti twakugula ewammwe, so you go back to your parents, also your parents tell you todda waffe omusajja yakugula. Yeah, so you find young girls are dying inside there.
Yeah, so as you're going, as even the people who are dating, by the way, I realized it doesn't matter how big your education is, you can still fall into the same trap.
Yes.
Okay, you can have your PhD and you're being dragged on the street like I don't know who. Okay, so maintain your friendships as you're getting into these relationships. Healthy friendships. Have a community outside the marriage. In church, when you're being wedded, they tell you you have become one person.
In sickness and in health, in rich
but
and in
you
poor.
and the man you're getting married to, or the man you're in a relationship with, are two wholes coming together to form one whole relationship. So what are you bringing into this relationship? Okay, so that is very, very important. Maintain that social life of yours outside the relationship. It's very important. Also, and in addition to this, is have a personal growth support group. Okay, so in all these areas, I'm suggesting you can have different support groups for each area. If it's spiritually, have a church group, maybe, you know, to share scriptures and all of that. If it is friends, have friends, health supportive friends. If it is work, have a support group that is helping you grow, you know. Yes. Then the other area is love. Do you feel loved? How often do you express your love to others and yourself in a healthy way? Okay. And then the other thing is family. Is your family supportive of you? This includes the in-laws family, but of course you tread there carefully. You know, mostly we are talking about your family. If you're married, let's say you, the husband, and the children. If you're not married, your home family. What is your relationship like with them? Then the other area is fun and recreation. Are you enjoying your life and making it fun? Are you satisfied with the level of activity that you do? How are you enriching yourself? Again, it's in the category of filling your cup before you know,
feel the rest of the people's cups.
You share with them from your overflow. You are allowed to do that. Now, just because we sit here and talk about these things, it won't make a difference for you if you don't believe you're worthy of these things. Some of us women have a tendency of not even believing that we are worthy of giving those things to ourselves. But we are very okay giving these things to other people.
All right. And now, as we do conclude, what makes you a strong woman?
What makes me a strong woman is, first of all, I have a very big head.
So sit in the car.
Yes, so I'm not the kind of a person. Yes, we have hard days.
Yes,
big
yes,
heads,
hard
days,
days,
feel like
yeah.
we are knocked down.
Yeah, those
But
days when you want to go and lock yourself in a room and
Yes.
cry it out.
Yes.
Yes, true.
So I feel like I am that kind who kind of seek it is a defeat. Let me put it like that. Whether in my personal life, whether it's, as long as I deem something important, I'm going to give my own in that thing and make sure it comes out. Okay. And usually when you have faith in God, you let it, I usually have this hierarchy of relationships. It should be God first, your relationship with God, then you,
and then the
if you're
rest.
married, your husband, if
and
you're
then
a
your
woman,
children.
and then your children, and then everybody else. If you're single, it is God, you, and then
yourself.
everybody else. Yes, and everybody else. Okay, so every time you interchange these relationships, that is where the problem comes. If you put your husband in God's place, trouble. If you put your place in the in-laws' place, okay, you know, no basembeze no wagulu. You get my point. So when you interchange these relationships is where most problems come from. So I draw my strength from that.
All right.
Yes.
Your last
Yes.
remarks to the ladies out there watching.
So in relation with this year's theme, what stood out for me, that theme is education, employment, leadership, and accelerate
Great
action.
actions.
We can come here and speak as much as we want, but if you don't put these things in practice, nothing will change in your life. Okay, in as much as information and knowledge are a good thing, but it's just a start. It gives you an idea of what is possible for you. Okay, so the ladies out there, including the gentlemen, I usually love to talk about inner work. Knowing who you are, what you stand for, those things. It's not just for the ladies. Like the previous speaker said, I can't be empowered and then I get married to a man who has no idea who he is, what he's doing. It becomes difficult to relate.
Right.
Okay, so as we relate with ourselves, as we relate with God and others, let us strive to be action-oriented and solution-oriented. There are solutions out there, and you are worthy of those solutions. You have to believe it. And finally, it's very easy to succeed when you believe in yourself.
All right. That's
But
very
if you
important.
do not believe in yourself, it doesn't
Yes.
matter who believes in you. Even if God himself comes and sits here and is like, Patience, I believe in you. My friend, if you don't personalize what he said about you, you will still stay the same and still go through the same experiences.
All right, thank you
Yes.
so much, Patience, for
You're
coming through, and we
welcome.
wish you a happy Women's Day.
You're welcome.
All right, this conversation is still going to continue. You can still go onto our social medias, follow the conversation on X at U24TVUG, and of course, Facebook, follow us on U24 Television UG. We are going to still continue with this beautiful conversation, and of course, we're going to still talk about women. What is it like to be a woman? How do you feel to be a woman? How important are you? Is it you that you feel that you want to be? Are you worthy to be celebrated? All that is happening on U24. We're going to go for a break, and of course, we'll be coming back at about 2 p.m. We'll be concluding about Women's Day and why is it important to be celebrated, you as a woman. But remember, this year's celebrations are in Chankwazi, and of course, we do celebrate Women's Day not only in Uganda but all over the world. So 2025 is the year for women to stand up and fight for their equal rights and of course their actions, and to also stop violence about women. For now, we'll be going into a short break, and then of course we'll be coming back later, and we'll be joining other programming as we take you through this day of Women's Day. For now, it's me, your girl Shillah, and of course we'll be back later in the day to conclude about Women's Day. For now, happy Women's Day to all the women out there.